This is in the news, holiday version, end of the year 2022. Here's what's in the $1.7 trillion federal spending bill. The House passed a $1.7 trillion year-long federal government spending bill on Friday, paving the way for it to be signed into law by President Joe Biden. Congress also approved a one-week extension of the federal funding deadline to give enough time for the bill to be formally processed and sent to Biden. The Senate passed the spending bill on Thursday. The legislation includes $772.5 billion for non-defense discretionary programs and $858 billion in defense funding, according to a bill summary for Democratic Senator Patrick Leahy, chair of the Senate Committee on Appropriations. That would represent an increase in spending in both areas for fiscal year 2023. What's in that package includes more aid for Ukraine, emergency disaster assistance, overhaul of the electoral voting and counting law, emergency disaster assistance, funding for January 6th attack prosecutions, retirement savings enhancements, TikTok ban from federal devices, increased support for the military and veterans, beefing up nutrition assistance, higher maximum Pell Grant awards, help to pay utility bills, additional funding for U.S. Capitol Police, more money for childcare, and support for the environment. Also, the U.S. says it's going to commit $55 billion to Africa ahead of the summit. The United States will commit $55 billion to Africa over the next 3 years as President Joe Biden prepares to host the U.S.-Africa Summit this week and discuss 2023 elections and democracy in the continent with a small group of leaders. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said the United States is bringing resources to the table during the summit, adding that the U.S. commitment to invest in the African continent compares favorably to other countries. Sullivan also said Biden will host a dinner on Wednesday night for about 50 African leaders and announced U.S. support for the African Union to join the group of 20 G20 major economies. He will also push for a permanent number from the African continent on the United Nations Security Council. The U.S. also announces $2.5 billion in food assistance for Africa. U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday announced billions of dollars in additional humanitarian assistance to address acute food insecurity in Africa, which is facing a bigger and more complex food crisis than ever before. The United States pledged an additional $2.5 billion in emergency assistance and medium to long-term food security assistance for resilient African food systems and supply markets, the White House said in a statement. We're facing a global food crisis, and nowhere is it felt more keenly than on the African continent, Biden said on the last day of a 3-day summit in Washington with African leaders from 49 countries and the African Union. Today, famine once more stalks the Horn of Africa. High food prices and high trade barriers are taking a toll on the lives and livelihoods of millions of people across the continent. Although the NRF forecasted holiday sales growth, others align more with the IBD-TIPP poll. They show Santa tightening his belt. Consultant giant PwC said in its Holiday Outlook report that consumers plan to spend an average of $1,430 on gifts, travel, and entertainment this holiday season. That's actually down from the $1,447 they spent last year. Other consulting giants have weighed in as well. KPMG's survey of retail executives predicts holiday sales growth of just 4.2%, although flat to slightly negative when considering inflation. Meanwhile, Bain & Company forecasts 7.5% growth in U.S. holiday sales. Bain says in its 2022 holiday shopping outlook that merchants will face holiday growth challenges of tough comparable sales, soaring interest rates, declining disposable income, increasing consumer debt, and ongoing supply chain restraints. Yet, on the plus side, Bain says higher employment and wage growth could encourage more holiday spending. So who's going to be some of the big holiday spenders? The only age group that will spend more this holiday season than last year is millennials, says PwC. It forecasts they will increase their holiday spending on gifts, entertainment, and travel by 11%. Online shopping versus retail. Online shopping has gained ground over the last few years, and of course, during the pandemic, boosted shopping from home. PwC says 50% of the consumers they surveyed intend to shop online this holiday season, while 43% say they will shop in stores. Zelensky delivers an impassioned plea for more help fighting Russia on the front line of tyranny. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky delivered a historic speech from the United States Capitol Wednesday night, expressing gratitude for America's support in fighting Russia aggression since the war began and asking for more. I hope my words of respect and gratitude resonate in each American heart, Zelensky said during the joint meeting of Congress, later adding, against all odds and doom and gloom scenarios, Ukraine didn't fall. Ukraine is alive and kicking. But alongside Zelensky's gratitude was a plea emphasizing that his armed forces are outnumbered and outgunned by the Russian military, even as they fight on. At this point, Zelensky drew laughs from the chamber when he said, "We have artillery. Yes, thank you. We have it. Is it enough? Honestly, not really." So also in the news, let's check out the weather, see what's going on nationwide.
Country. It's not even funny. Not just the northern U.S. I mean, we're talking all the way down toward the south. Look at how many advisories that are out related to cold weather. Wind chill warnings, freeze warnings, all that type of stuff. And it's not just the fact that the air itself is cold. It's also really windy through a lot of these spots. So the wind chills have been just so ridiculously dangerous. They back off just a little bit over the next couple of days, but still dangerously cold. 15 to 30 below up in the northern tier. Highs still well below average into Christmas Eve, Saturday, and then Christmas Day on Sunday. Highs only in the 30s in the south, even by Sunday. But things are going to turn around pretty quickly and actually pretty noticeably into the middle and end of next week. Okay, you notice the colors on these maps here, of course, showing you how far above or below average the temperatures are forecast to be. And we go from way below average right now in the next couple of days to pretty significantly above average temperatures by the time we get to the end of next week and next weekend especially. So I'm going to start off 2023 with some well above average, pretty warm temperatures in the east and pretty close to average temperatures out in the west.
So that's in the news. Thank you for joining. Thank you for a wonderful 2022. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we're looking forward to more great work, great community involvement, great community interaction with you on the Mass Media Group. And we'll see you in 2023.